Hi, Ben Hartman at the Lean Farm, and today's video is going to be about bottom watering. And bottom watering is a faster way to water, and it's actually more effective, and plants prefer it to overhead watering, because with bottom watering you're not going to get diseases on the leaves of plants as you would with overhead watering. And really, overhead watering is most appropriate in a chemical greenhouse in which you want to flush the excess chemicals through. And so with bottom watering, I call it 1/2 inch to 0 bottom watering, and you'll notice that everything here is in some sort of a tray. With the paper pot system, we use cafeteria trays that I picked up used, and there's not at this point a non-perforated bottom tray for paper pots. However, cafeteria trays work just fine. And then for these other crops, I use the non-perforated leak-proof trays that are 1.3 inches deep that work with the 1020 flats. You can get them online at greenhousemegastore.com. Johnny Selected Seeds also sells them, among other places. And so let me just show you real quickly. When it's time to water, I just go along and put about 1/2 inch underneath. So these trays are very easy to access, and these guys here, I'm going to simply lift them up a little bit, tuck this underneath, get about 1/2 inch of water underneath. Now the key is not to overwater with this. You don't want to drown your plants, and so I'm going to let that go all the way to 0 before I water again, meaning the water is going to completely evaporate or be taken up by the roots of the plants. And I know when it's time to water the same way I would as if I was overhead watering. I'll observe for dryness on the surface. Sometimes I'll lift the trays and feel how heavy those trays are. Just an observation method. When does a plant need some water? And that changes, obviously. When the sun is out, we can, we'll sometimes need to bottom water, twice a day. Typically, however, it's usually once a day at most we need to bottom water. And with overhead watering, we were in here just constantly, sometimes 3, 4 more times a day, keeping these crops watered. So that's a leaner way to get your crops going in this spring. Okay, thanks again, Ben Hartman at the Lean Farm.